and welcome to Chesapeake Weekly. Chesapeake is home to more than 90 bridges of all different types and sizes, but there's only one bridge that has 3 levels, the aptly named Triple-Decker Bridge. You might have traveled it without even knowing. The top level is Military Highway, just east of the Gilmerton Bridge. The middle level is a railroad bridge, and the lower level is Bainbridge Boulevard. It's an old bridge and is in need of some repairs, which the Public Works Department is planning. Here's the latest from a recent episode of Peak Life.
It's a bridge that, unfortunately, based on the elevations and some tidal issues there, we have a little bit of flooding beneath that bridge at times for folks who live in South Norfolk, probably familiar with that,
Right.
as the bridge where the flooding is. But with that said, that also is an older structure that requires a major rehabilitation, and that's not just a couple bolts or a couple pieces of steel. That's going to be a significant amount of concrete work that we're going to need to do on the triple-decker bridge in both the South Military span and the lower part there at Bainbridge. So that's going to be about a 2-year project.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is a one that we've been wanting to do for some time now.
Okay.
We're glad to finally be able to do that. That is not going to result, at least at this point, in any planned full closures of Military Highway or Bainbridge Boulevard at that area. But there will be some lane closures, probably going from 4 to 2 lanes, closing outside or inside lanes as we move through the construction periods. Again, we're looking to start construction on this rehabilitation project this upcoming summer. The lane closure information on Military Highway and on Bainbridge, we'll make sure we get that available through our travel advisories page and our Chesapeake Roads Twitter account as that comes up.
That episode has updates on several other public works projects, and you can watch it at youtube.com/Chesapeake Television and stay up to date on all active public works projects at cityofchesapeake.net/publicworks. Well, construction seems to be always happening somewhere here in the city, which is a great sign that we're continually improving. But when it comes to transportation projects, they can also be a bit of a hassle to motorists. So why do we so often schedule that work to take place during the day? That was a question at our most recent virtual town meeting. Here's Public Works Director Earl Sorey with the answer.
Why is construction done during the daytime instead of at night when there's less traffic? Great question, and the answer is it really all depends. So there's a lot of factors that we consider when we're determining work hours. Part of it is the availability of the raw goods that the contractors are using. So for instance, on smaller projects, it's difficult to get asphalt or concrete at nighttime, so those projects often get done during the day. We're obviously very sensitive to traffic impacts, so when we do allow work during the daytime, particularly on our more heavily traveled roadways, we only allow those during kind of the heart of the day, so to avoid travel interruptions during the AM and PM commutes, as well as interruptions with school traffic. Sometimes we have to consider proximity to existing neighborhood or residential units. A lot of the work is noisy. It could be in violation of the noise ordinance. So, we do try to be mindful of that, but there are a lot of considerations. And, on our major roadways like the expressway or, like when VDOT's working on the interstate, those are all generally done at night. It's more the secondary and local roads that comes into play.
So as frustrating as construction on your commute can be, remember that it's a temporary inconvenience for a much welcomed improvement. And most of all, please remember the most important rules when driving through a construction zone: slow down and pay attention. Another thing to pay attention to on the roads is, of course, the many bicyclists who enjoy riding throughout the city. If that's you, be careful. Bike riding is a great pastime, but if you're bringing your bicycle onto a busy roadway, you need to use serious caution.
Generally in the city of Chesapeake, we got a lot of areas where there's open spaces for you to ride your bicycles. And if you're riding in the road, you always want to stay to the right and ride with the flow of traffic. You don't want to ride against traffic. That's very unsafe. And people don't look in that direction when they're pulling out in front of you. So you always want to ride with traffic. If you're riding at nighttime, you want to make sure that you have a set of operational lights, both front and back. It makes it a lot easier for you to be seen, and also you want to wear bright clothing and make sure that you have good control over your bike at all times. Obey the rules of the road. A helmet is definitely recommended equipment. It's not state law, but you want to have a helmet on, and you don't want your helmet to be more than 5 years old. If your helmet's more than 5 years old, the styrofoam kind of loses its texture and becomes more brittle. Just be respectful and mindful of everyone that you're on the road with, whether they're cyclists or drivers.
Well, another thing that could be alarming when you first see it is smoke coming out of your drain pipes inside your house. But it could be that the Public Utilities Department is in your neighborhood doing smoke testing on your sewer system. Here's more.
So what we're doing with the smoke testing, we're checking for any infiltration, any broken pipes, any way that smoke may be getting into a home, any sewer gases that may be infiltrating the home, and if you have a broken pipe in the road, stuff like that. So you don't want to be driving down the street, you got a whole bunch of cave-ins and stuff in the road. So the smoke testing will help us find out where the bad spots at so we can repair them. We're going to be start at manhole 18. We're going to just work our way back out. We probably, for an area of this magnitude, we might do about 5 or 6 manholes because it blows for at least 3 to 4 streets. Okay. The smoke travels a mile. They're looking for any smoke that may be coming from the home that's outside the home. They may not have a plug, a seal-off plug, to stop any infiltration, any kind of water or sand or any dirt get into that lateral, that sewer lateral, which causes backups to the home. We just located a defect. We use a number system and a lettering system. Take a picture, you find out it's a loose plug, missing plug, and what type of plug, so you could document it, keep track of what we're using out in the field and what we're taking from the storerooms. And then we also notify the customer if they have one missing on their side.
I mean, it helps customers to be aware of whether or not they got a problem inside the house. Got a lot of elderly people at home alone, and they don't know they're getting sewer gases in. So it helps them out too a lot. So we let them know what to do. It's a good thing. I love it.
We went into the home, we discovered that he had a smoke coming in from the wooden floors that he got installed in his bathroom. He needed a larger wax seal so that he wouldn't have that infiltrating the home. We need multiple people on the site. The more trucks we have, the more area we can cover. And that makes smoke testing go a whole lot quicker.
You can find the schedule of where they're going to be smoke testing all throughout the city by visiting cityofchesapeake.net/smoke testing. Now on to some fun things coming up here in Chesapeake as events are returning. The annual Kiwanis Shrimp Feast took a 2-year hiatus due to the pandemic, but they are back in person and it's going to be bigger than ever. Just wait until you hear how much food they're prepping for this fundraising event.
Yeah, we about 800 pounds, typically. 800 pounds, about 300 pounds of barbecue. And then I think it's 21,000 hush puppies, I think is what we're...
So if you're disinclined to shellfish, there are other alternatives.
There is.
And this is kind of the opening act, really, for Jubilee, right? Tell us how that kind of plays right into it.
Well, it does. We open with the Shrimp Feast, and then the Carnival opens that night also for the Jubilee. And we've been doing this in conjunction with the Jubilee for, it'd be 40 years. This is our 43rd year. We actually started before the Jubilee started. We get the shrimp, we get part of the shrimp come in already cooked, but then we always have to supplement that. So we'll be steaming probably additional 400 pounds.
Where are they coming up from the Carolinas?
Come up from Nixon's Seafood in Rocky Hawk, North Carolina.
Terrific.
And then our barbecue comes from Hardison's Barbecue in Jamesville, North Carolina. Two great. We've been with these two vendors for years.
Right.
And they really treat us well.
Well, tell us before we go, what is a Kiwanis? You know, if that's a Native American term, or what does it mean?
I'll start with a little bit. Kiwanis actually is an Indian name that means we serve. And Kiwanis is an international organization. We're in 80 nations around the world. Our major emphasis is children. Our tagline is serving the community one child at a time. And that's what we tend to do. More of anything of our fundraising goes towards children.
The Kiwanis Shrimp Fest takes place on Thursday, May 19th at 4:30 p.m. And yes, if we're talking Kiwanis Shrimp Fest, then you know what's coming next. The Chesapeake Jubilee is back. May 19th through 22nd, this much anticipated event will be at City Park. Enjoy musical entertainment scattered throughout the weekend, and of course those famous amusement rides and games. And the much anticipated Zambelli fireworks display takes place on Saturday night starting around 9. You can find full details on all the entertainment and get your tickets online at chesapeakejubilee.org. Well, the 4th annual A Cure for MS Car Truck Motorcycle Show is coming up on May 21st from 10 to 2 at Winston's Bar and Grill on Cedar Road. That's over there by the Veterans Bridge. This family-friendly event will feature live music, food, and a great variety of cars, trucks, and motorcycles to check out. All proceeds benefit the Multiple Sclerosis Society. Registration is $20. Contact Sam Boone at samuelboone@verizon.net for more information. The next Chesapeake Triad event for seniors is coming up on Tuesday, May 17th from 10 to 11 via Zoom. The topic is Scams Targeting Older Americans. Don't take the bait. FBI Special Agent Shannon Brill will present information to keep you safe from scammers. This program is great for seniors, but also for caregivers and family members. You can register at this website or just call 382-2268 or email chesapeaketriad@gmail.com. And finally, we're still looking for plumbing contractors and professionals to be a part of the Chesapeake Public Utilities Waste and Sewer Connection Program. So those who are certified will partner with the city to work with Chesapeake residents through the Community Development Block Grant Program. Your business will benefit from citywide exposure, and you'll build your portfolio for the opportunity to apply for future federal, state, and locally funded contracting projects. To learn all the requirements and to apply, contact May Catalico at 382-6050 or send her an email. Well, that's all we've got for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great week.